Fellow Toastmasters and guests, good evening to all of you. It is a great pleasure to have you in today's Aathi Bilingual Toastmasters Club meeting. I am your SAA for today's meeting. My name is Jayavarshini Sivaparama. Today it is the club's meeting. I am hereby calling the meeting to order. Please be reminded, as a customary request, we would appreciate if you could switch off your mobile devices or have it in silent mode. Now I would like to introduce the guests who are new to our club. Please keep our applause until the speakers get seated during the meeting. To all speakers, if you are about to talk on religion, sex, or politics, make sure your speech is appropriate to the audience. Keep in mind the gender, race, age, and cultural differences. Thank you. I'll pass the control to our president, Advanced Communicator Bronze Shyamalan.
A very good afternoon to our beloved trainer, Miss Vasanthi, Gaveliers, and guests. I am Shyamalan, your elected president, and alongside my team, I am pleased to begin this meeting. But before I begin this meeting, allow me to share a few words regarding the theme for today. The theme for today's meeting is unity. I firmly believe that unity is essential for our country at this point of time. If we want our country to be able to be stable economically and socially, we need to ensure that each and everyone instills unity in themselves. Now, what is unity? Unity is the state of being united or joined as a whole. And just as Independence Day is coming up, I hope each and every one of us would remind ourselves that the main reason why our country is able to gain its independence and be in the position that it is today is because of unity. So let us all remember that unity is the strength of our nation. That's all from me. And I would like to invite our Toastmaster of the day to carry forth this meeting. What is unity? Like I've mentioned earlier, unity is the state of being united or joined as a whole. Allow me to share a short story that my teacher once shared with me. Long before our country was colonized by the British, and long before our country was under the rule of the Dutch, our country was once non-existent. One day, a man by the name of Parameswara came to Malacca and founded a sultanate known as Malacca. Over time, this small region became powerful in its region as being an important contributor to trade, especially trade in terms of spice. However, over time, more and more people decided to visit this island. And one such visitor is our old friend, the Portuguese. Now, as the Portuguese came to our land and as many things happened, the Portuguese then waged war against Malacca. And then Malacca fell into the hands of the Portuguese. Now, interestingly, one of the most important reasons why this happened, as highlighted by my teacher, is because of a lack of unity. You see, there was no Malaysia back then. There were just numerous sultanates all being hostile to one another. And when one sultanate is facing a problem, you wouldn't expect the other sultanate, despite being neighbors, to be your ally. So there was no unity. And there were even some people within Malacca, some traders, that were not in favor of the Sultan. Some even collaborated with the Portuguese. Now, if we are in this situation today, where a foreign country is planning to attack Malaysia, would we be willing, despite having differences, to be able to come as one, united, to confront our enemy? That is the question that we need to ask ourselves. In this time when we are facing this COVID-19 pandemic, are we going to put aside our differences and be united to confront this disease? Are we going to allow our differences to reign supreme? I hope each and every one of us stay united as Malaysians and remind ourselves that Tunku Abdul Rahman, VT Sambandhan, and HS Lee once put aside their differences and were united in their pursuit of independence. So let us be like them. Let us stay united as Malaysians. Thank you. A very good afternoon to the trainer, parents, and fellow Gaveliers. I am Shamlan, your Toastmaster of the day for today's meeting. I conduct this meeting with a group of affiliators, grammarian, R-counter, timer, table topics evaluator, table topics master, and speech evaluators. I would like to thank them for being a role player. Let's invite all the role players one by one to introduce their role for today's meeting. Let's put our hands together and welcome our grammarian.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster. As grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any improper language, as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. For today's meeting, the word of the day is integration, which is the action or process of successfully joining or mixing with a different group of people. An example of using the word is integration is an important process for unity. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day. I will give the grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also report on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, grammarian. Now let's invite our R-counter to introduce the role.
Greetings, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, and guests. The purpose of our counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a crutch or a pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I will listen to overused words including and, well, but, so, and you know. I will also listen for filler sound including and I will also note when a speaker repeats a word or a phrase such as I, or this means, this means. At the end of the meeting, I will report the number of times that each speaker used this expression. Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Back to you.
Thank you, R-counter. Now let's put our hands together and welcome our table topics master.
Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and guests. The purpose of the topic master is to facilitate table topics where guests and members will have the opportunity to practice their impromptu speaking. I will introduce a topic and call on speakers who will be given 2 minutes to speak on the subject. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, table topics master. Now let's welcome the table topics evaluator to introduce the role.
Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Gaveliers and guests. I am the table topic evaluator for today's meeting. I will be evaluating all the table topic speeches for today. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of today.
Thank you, table topics evaluator. And now, last but not least, let's welcome our timer for this meeting.
Greetings, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. As timer, I will time the table topic speakers' form and formal speeches. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Table topic speakers should limit remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll raise the green card. At 1 minute and 30 seconds, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Those giving speeches should limit their remarks to their specific speech time. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I'll raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll raise the red card. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Invite our G, please.
Teacher, I was about to do that, Chair. Okay, thank you, timer, and all the role players. Now, before I forget, let us put our hands together and welcome our general evaluator for today's meeting.
Thank you, Mr. President Shamalan. So, boys and girls, greetings, Gaveliers, fellow guests, extended guests, and yeah, welcome to Gaveliers Club today. The purpose of my role today is to evaluate everything that takes place throughout the meeting. During the meeting, I will take notes on everything that happens and doesn't happen. I will evaluate each participant on the meeting program and look for good examples of preparation, organization, delivery, enthusiasm, observation, and performance of duties. And at the end of the meeting, I will give you my report. With that, back to you, Mr. President and Toastmaster of the day, Shamalan.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for graciously introducing the role. Now, I am glad to invite the Table Topics Master to conduct the Table Topics session. Table Topics Master, the stage is yours. Oh, excuse me. Now, before the Table Topics Master begins, I would like to invite our motivational speaker for the day.
Good evening, Toastmaster, fellow Gaveliers, and guests. The future is in our hands. We stand here today on the precipice of the future. It's not a distant reality anymore. It begins here. We are lead adults. We have completed a basic education that will serve as the platform we use to launch. Some of us will go on to college, others will go straight into the workforce, but each of us will travel our own path. No matter where we go or what we do, there are challenges ahead of us. What I'm asking from each of you and from myself is to meet those challenges straight on with your head held high and your heart wide open. It's not enough to simply try to get by in life. That doesn't move the world forward. You must try to excel in everything you do. Strive for excellence in every task, large or small. Although it may not be easy to see, every accomplishment you achieve is added to the world's accomplishments. Your individual successes benefit society as a whole because when you succeed, you lighten the burden on your fellow man. When you succeed, you are in a position to give rather than take. Imagine if every individual lived up to his or her own potential. Think about how amazing that would be and how much better off the world would be. Now, imagine if just half of those individuals lived up to their potential, the world would still be an awesome place. If even 1/4 of those individuals work to make their lives successful, they could still make some amazing contributions to society. Well, we may not have the power to inspire the entire world to strive for success, but we do have the power to try to achieve it for ourselves. My challenge to each of you and to myself is to do all that you can do to reach your full potential. If each of the students in this graduating class is able to do that, just imagine the effect that would have. The future is truly in our hands, so let's make the most of it. Thank you.
Thank you to our motivational speaker, Jaya Varshini, for that truly motivating and moving speech. Now, I would like to invite our table topics master, Pugal Nidhi.
I think our table topic master is not here.
Oh dear.
Okay, no
Is
problem.
he?
I'll conduct the table topic session.
Oh, that's cool.
All right. Dear Gaveliers, are you ready for the table topic session? Yes? Okay, get ready. I'm going to give some awesome topics to you all. Who would like to be the first volunteer?
I'll go first.
Name, please?
Abigail Ashnidas.
Abigail, wow, okay. All right, Abigail. The topic for you is, it's your birthday today, and the gift is on the door, at the door. That is the Transformers truck. Continue your speech.
Teacher,
Yeah.
I'm very sorry
Yeah.
for this disturbance. Extremely sorry. Pugal Nidhi called me
Ah.
and he mentioned that his house is, there's a blackout in his house right now. So yeah.
So no problem. We can carry on.
Yeah, that is to inform. Yeah.
All right.
Abigail,
Thank you.
stage is
Thank you,
yours.
Toastmaster of the day. All right. That's your topic, Abigail. Go ahead.
Good day, everybody. All right, it's my birthday. So, and there's a transformer truck in front of my door. First thing I would do is I would take the transformer truck, and I have a younger sibling, and my brother, he is 8 years old. So I'll go and show him the truck. I'll say, oh, look what I got. And he will definitely come up running to me. Abigail, Akka, I won. Give it to me. What are you going to do with a truck anyways, right? Just give it to me. But no, there's a twist. I will tell him, all right, since during Chinese New Year, you got 100 ringgit for Ang Pao, why not you give me that 100 ringgit and I will take your transformer truck. And definitely, somehow, the manipulative Abigail will integrate everything together and somehow give him the truck and take that 100 ringgit. And with that 100 ringgit, I can party like it's my birthday. It's my birthday. It's my birthday. So that's exactly what would I do if I had a transformer truck in front of my house. Thank you.
Thank you, Abigail Aswinidas. That's a wonderful speech. Who would like to be the next speaker?
Teacher, I'll go next.
Go, right. Gavelier Jayashree.
Yes, teacher.
You are walking in the park.
Okay.
You saw some ducklings and there is a duck. When you go near to that, you notice that is Donald Duck.
Okay. I was walking in a park and I saw a few ducklings and with a duck. And when I go near, suddenly my instinct or my thinking just ringed. It just sounded the Mickey Mouse song, the introduction song. Ha ho, oh, well, I was like, no, it's not cool because I'm walking in a park. I just saw some ducklings and that. And why suddenly my instincts or my mind is thinking about the song? Sometimes this universe is kind of funny. And when I go near and near, what I saw was a Donald Duck. I was totally in a shock, and there I understood why my mind was thinking about the song. Usually, Donald Duck is like, I want to try pressure. I don't know what to do. That kind of voice Donald Duck has. And I saw the Donald Duck, and that time the Donald Duck was so cool and calm, and that was the shocking moment. I went near, I just say, hello, Donald Duck, in a Daisy voice. So the Donald Duck was in a shock too. And there, I just said goodbye and went. That's all. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Wow, thank you. Who would like to be the next volunteer?
Can I go next?
Yes, please.
Teacher, let me just pin the timer, yeah?
All right. I'll spotlight you and the timer together. Right. The topic for you is, you are the clownfish. Tell us the story, how you find the dory.
If I am a clownfish, this is how I will find Dory. The first step is to act like a door-to-door salesman. Go to every single house beneath the ocean and give that one classic Malaysian term. Hello, uncle, because everyone is your uncle, right? Yeah. Hello, uncle. Got see my friend my friend Dory missing lah. And then he would say, no, I've never seen. Okay, thank you. Then go to the next house. If you see a lady, don't call the person uncle. Call the person auntie. Hello, auntie. But see my friend. And if she says no, then say, okay, okay, auntie, thank you very much. But inside, you know you are cursing her. How dare you don't know my friend? Next, if that does not work out, you start putting flyers everywhere. Because it's Malaysia, right? There's no rules on where you can put your posters. So just paste everywhere. Even paste in the toilet seat if possible. When people go to the toilet, they can remember, oh, okay, this person is missing. If that does not work out, I will go to the police. I'll go to the police and I'll tell the police, hello, police, uncle, my friend missing lah. Can you find my friend? And he say, okay, just put your just lodge your complaint and we will find out. And then I will put in a little gift underneath so that things will work out faster. Yeah. If you know what I mean by gift, yeah, it is just a dollar note. Yeah. Thank you. So this is how I will find my friend Dory. Thank you.
Thank you, Shamlan. Who would like to go next? Volunteer, please.
Can I?
Name, please, Javier.
Yes.
All right. The topic for Javier is, you are the frozen character, Elsa. When you woke up, you ended up in the desert.
So, as I woke up, expecting the icy castle to be in my sight, I suddenly woke up and saw a cactus. I said, hey, where am I? Where's Anna? I need to save her. Where is she? And then I start walking, trying to find where I was and where Anna was. And then suddenly, I'm face to face with a camel. And I say, what animal is this? And then the camel just licked me. And after that, I just suddenly, my instincts kicked and I summoned an entire barrage of icicles. And it hit the camel. And the camel went crazy and bumped into me. And I fell on the ground. Then I fainted. And suddenly, the next day, I woke up back in my castle. Wait, how? Thank you.
Thank you, Javier. Shall we invite our guest to speak? Lysantios,
Yes.
would you like to give a try?
I'm a bit nervous to be honest, but yeah, I think I'll go.
Can?
Yeah, no problem.
Right. Your topic is Mickey and Minnie gave you a special visit. Mickey and Minnie gave you a special visit.
Teacher, is there like any restrictions to this?
Huh?
Is there any like restrictions to like what I have to say?
No, no, no. The stage is yours.
Okay, so okay, so one day I I was going about my day and like I was working out maybe or like playing games like the usual basically, or reading a book maybe, I don't know. But so one day I kind of like fell asleep, you know. So when I woke up, I saw Mickey, right? He was like sitting right beside me. I thought to myself, like, am I tripping or like, what's this? Like, why is he over there? Like, isn't he supposed to be in a cartoon or like in my TV? But like, well, no, he's sitting right beside me. And then I went to like touch him. He slapped my hand, and say, "Hey, you didn't ask." Uh, and then Minnie came in. I asked them like what they were doing here. So yeah, and then they told me that they came to visit me. So I thought to myself, hey, was I dead? Like am I on like on something? But no. So I slapped myself and I woke up. Yeah, that's it.
Right. Thank you so much. Okay, we had 5 table topic speakers. They have successfully delivered their speech. Thank you, speakers. You did a wonderful job. Now back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Give me 1 minute. I'll get ready the poll.
I think if a pin dropped in my house also, it would be amplified around the world. That's how silent, that's how quiet this whole meeting is.
Teacher.
All right. That's it. I have done.
No, teacher.
Yeah.
Can you please send me the results after?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right. Here you go. Okay. Have you all voted? 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's done, teacher.
Right. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Table Topics Master, for conducting the table topic session. Now I would like to call upon the table topics evaluator to give the evaluation. Is the table topics evaluator ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
That's fantastic. The stage is yours.
First off, I will evaluate Abigail Ashwini Das's speech. Your topic was It's my birthday and Transformer track is in front of my house. Your facial expression expressed the whole speech. Like you did amazing that part. And the part you sang like it's my birthday, that captured all the attention from me. Jaysri, your topic was walking in the park and then you saw ducklings and a duck, but it's Donald Duck. You imagined that scenario nicely. The voice was superb when you were talking in the Donald Duck's voice and you explained it very well. Shamran, clownfish, how did you find Dory? The speech was hilarious. You added many jokes and you did a great role as Nemo from Malaysia. Javier, frozen character, but suddenly you're in the desert. It was interesting. You used your imagination, but you could have talked about it a bit more. You just said like I'll do this, I'll do that, but you could have explained it a bit more. Laizentios, the guests, Mickey and Minnie gave you a special visit. It was a good try. Your speech was awesome. And overall, all the speakers, you did an amazing job today. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, evaluator. Now let's move on to the second section of the meeting. It is time for us to listen to the prepared speeches. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
That's great. So, the first speaker is 17 years old this year, and he has been attending the Gavel Club for about 2 years. His name is Thompson. Let's put our hands together for Thompson. Thompson.
Wait, can you hear me? Okay. The bus stopped and I walked out. Behind me was a bunch of unfamiliar faces that I'm going to live with starting from now. In front of me was the camp for national service. Finally, I'm here. This is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I even got a haircut for this special event. A gentleman brought us to our dorm, put all our belongings, and was led to the main hall. We started singing the Garaku and then our camp song. Our camp song was something like this. And we also had some movements. Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Ladies and gentlemen, I wasn't here for the national service. I was just here for the youth camp. This haircut, well, it was just to attract girls. But it failed. So today, I'm going to share about my first youth camp and probably also my last because of COVID-19. When life is back to normal, I don't think I can still be considered as a youth anymore. It was a 3-day, 2-night camp. So on the first day, we were split to groups and started playing games. It was like in a fun fair. If you win, you get a token. And this token will be added into your team's total mark. Now, there was one game that I will never forget. It was a game where you need to squeeze 2 slices of bread into your mouth as fast as possible. Let me share with you how is it like to squeeze this in 3 seconds. Squeezing it in isn't that hard. But what happened after that is the problem. Because this bread, or let's just call it bread ball, is so big that unless you have a gigantic mouth, it is going to occupy the whole mouth. And obviously you can't swallow it. You also can't bite it because the front of your teeth can't even stick together. So for 20 minutes, you'll see people moving their jaws, using their tongue to control the bread ball, so that the teeth at the back can slowly shed away the side of the bread ball. Then it was the second day. Now, second day was the best part of all. Because it's my birthday. And it's also the day for the fair water fight. The activity that attracted me here. And thanks to the rain and the strong wind blowing at us, this fight is now brought into a whole new level. Imagine you just finished having your shower and step into a room. Naked. And the aircon is blowing at 16 degrees Celsius. That's how cold it was. The fight started with the first balloon being thrown. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the others were only equipped with water gun like this and can only shoot about 5-10 meters. But mine was like this. Can only shoot from here to here. At first, it was between the campmates. Then, it was between us and the counselors. At first, I thought it was going to be a fair fight. Until I saw the counselors driving 2 Hilux towards us, at the back of it carrying tubs of ice water. And they are not using any water gun. They straight away use the bucket to splash at us. One counselor even pulled a water pipe and use it as shoot at us. How is this even fair? Where is the fair water fight? Of course, the second day ended with our loss and humiliation by the councillors chasing us with buckets of ice water. Then it was the final day. Now, honestly, I don't really remember what happened on the day. Because the whole day, I was see, the day usually ends at 11:30 and starts at 6. So we need to wake up at 5 to fight for a toilet. So what happened on the day, I couldn't really remember because it was really hard for me to sleep. There's no aircon. I'm not really used to it. But I just took off my shirt, so it was still bearable. However, my hyperactive campmates decided that whole day of game wasn't enough and continued playing mobile game in our dorm. So here am I trying to sleep, and beside me, attack, go, defense, yes, victory, defeat, the whole night. My birthday wish that year was simple. I want to sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, although the camp ended with me being sleep deprived, tired, it was a once in a lifetime experience that meant a lot to me. If you have a chance after this pandemic, rather than staying at home, I encourage you to join any camp because this is going to be your once in a lifetime experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Thompson, for that outstanding speech. And apologies for not mentioning your speech title. Now, to let I would like to let everyone know your speech title. Your speech title was a once in a lifetime experience. And yes, it was certainly a once in a lifetime experience. Now, moving on, I would like to invite our second speaker for the day. Our second speaker is 15 years old and his hobby is playing video games. He's none other than Vijaya Girisan. His speech title, A Night in Boarding School. A Night in Boarding School, Vijaya Girisan.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. You're going to be late. I was like, late for what? And then the next 5 minutes, I was sitting down on my bed, thinking. Suddenly, I remembered I had to go to boarding school for approximately 1 year. Then I got scared. I was afraid to leave. So I said to my mom, "Are you sure you want me to go to boarding school?" She said, "Yeah, why not? Give it a try." I said, "Are you very sure?" She said, "Yes, just keep quiet and get in the car." Good evening, fellow judges, respected teacher, Gaveliers, and guests. That was my day to the first day of my boarding school. It was a 4-hour drive as because it was in Pahang. Once I reached there, I saw many students, but none of my batchmates. They were all my seniors. They were twice my size, 2 times taller than me, But they were just Form 2 and I was Form 1. I was shivering and then I had to register myself. After I register, go buy my school books and receive my textbooks and then straight to the dorm. Mine was a very far distance. It was like a 500-meter walk just to my school from the dorm. So I thought to myself, finally you're gonna be thin this year, Grishan. Congratulations. Once I reached the dorm, it was not like there was aircon, there were nice lockers, nice bed. It was just a single bed, a locker which is half crooked, no curtains, broken windows, but 8 people in a dorm. My study table was it was smaller than me, as to say. Once everything had finished, my parents went back home. It was the night. I met an old school friend of mine. He and I were confused where to go after this because no one had told us. So we just went for a simple walk around the whole school. It took us 1 hour just to find out where to go. Then we met our seniors who were Indians because the Malays went to pray. And that night, I was really tired because I shivered the whole day and I was scared the whole day. So I slept early. And then suddenly, while I was sleeping, I was dreaming about me playing video games at home. But that just had to be a human being to come just slap me in the head and wake me up. I was like, what? Then my friend said, come down, the seniors are calling. I said, no need lah. Then I slept back. When I woke up the next 30, after the 30 minutes, there was no one in my level in the dorms. It was all clear. And since it was the first day, I didn't know where to go. So I went to each level. I couldn't find anyone. Most of them were seniors. They're asking, what are you doing awake? Then I went to the next block. Searched the whole level. No one. So I just went around my whole school and the boy and the dorms. The whole area, it's like a huge area where there's two huge fields in front, the school and then the dorms. Finally, I saw a friend of mine, a Malay friend, my batchmate. I asked, where to go? He said, follow me. Senior's been finding you. I was like, huh? How did you even know who I am? Then I followed him. Guess what? It was right below my dorm, but the doors were closed. So I thought, I don't want to go in there, it's scary. Once I entered, I saw all my batchmates, like everyone, around 50 students, sitting there and listening to our senior speak. They took our phones, kept it in a pail so that no one can call us at that time because the seniors was really serious at that moment. I was okay, no talking, just nod your head. I went to school. I went there, sat down, listened. For some reason, they were so angry at us. I was like, hello, what did I do? Why am I here? I had many questions in my brain. But then I thought, is this real? I looked at my hands. To find out if you're dreaming or not, it's either you pinch yourself, you feel pain, that means you're not dreaming, or you look at your fingers, how many fingers you have. As I had 11 fingers, I immediately slapped myself twice in the face. And then me waking up in my bedroom on the floor. So that is what I thought was my experience on the first day of boarding school and in the night, but it wasn't. So I've decided not to go boarding school after this. Thank you.
Thank you, Girison, for that wonderful speech. Your speech was truly a unique speech. Now, moving on, let's move on to our third and final project speaker for the day. He is 15 years old and he has been attending the Gavel Club for 2 years. He is none other than our friend Shakti Viren. His project speech is titled Dear Celebrity Crush. Dear Celebrity Crush, Shakti Viren.
So before I start my speech, can everyone hear me? Okay, thank you. Hello, Day. Yes, sir. Day, I feel different. I can't sleep. I can't listen to music. I can't even bath. Hey, what happened? Don't know. I just feel different. I think I'm in love. What? Love you? Don't worry. Okay, never mind. I understand you. Just put your phone on the speaker, bro. Yeah. Auntie, are you there? Okay, I call you back. Bye. I call you back. My mom's here. Good evening to my dear crushes and my teacher. How many of you have a celebrity crush? Okay. If you ask me, I don't really support the person who has a celebrity crush. Most of my friend itself has a celebrity crush. Not to say a celebrity crush, but more than that. The only thing that I ask them is, why? Why do we need to have a celebrity crush? Are we going to get a Mercedes Benz? Are we going to get a bungalow? What are we going to get? When we have a celebrity crush, we will search about where they are from, how old they are, what are they doing right now, or even what time they wake up in the morning. Again, I ask you, why? Is this important in our life? Guys, they are celebrities. By this, they are going to gain money and a happy life. But what we are gaining? Can anyone guarantee me if we have a celebrity crush, we can get 1 million per month? Anyone guarantee me? Hey, wait. Shakti, don't just simply talk about celebrity crush. What do you know about them? Huh? Okay. I know. If there are cons, there must be pros too. What are the pros of having celebrity crush? Having a celebrity crush is motivating for us. First thing that comes to our mind when we see our celebrity is, I will see them face to face once in my life. So we will start working hard in the sense of studying hard, being a sportsman and becoming a world champion in it. Or the simplest thing is book a flight ticket and go to the place where our celebrities are. It's a simple thing. You can see them. Wait. Take a step back and look deeper in it. Celebrities are no one for us. They are not our parents. They are not our siblings. They are not our relatives, and they are not even our neighbors. But they are the person who are behind us of our achievements. See how beautiful the universe works. Next, if we have a celebrity crush, it's easy for us. Why? What is easy? We can hear their voice anytime. We can see them anywhere. We can even love them as much as we can. Just imagine what happens if we love a normal person. First, we need to book a place. We need to book a time. We can't even just call them simply. If not, your phone will ring back with the name of Mama, which means father-in-law, future father-in-law. Underline it. The most amazing part of having a celebrity crush is there won't be any breakup. Amazing, right? Who's gonna break up, guys? Will the celebrity crush will come to us and tell, Sakti, sorry, I think my family already know about we are loving, so we have to break up for now. Guys, if this happens in your life, then you are the real hero, right? Salute if this happens in your life. The informations that I give you about the celebrity crush, the pros, the cons, the motivating, the mama, all of this came to a conclusion on last week, Tuesday, which was 10th August 2021 at around 3 p.m. Why? What happened? I took the phone. I called my friend. Dear Krishna, yes, sir. Do you know the heroine named Akshaya Hariharan who acts in the short films? Yeah, I know she's famous in TikTok too. Oh, is it? Oh, I just saw a first video 2 minutes ago in YouTube. I was really impressed by her. There, what? Before this, you are telling us that we do not have a celebrity crush. It's wasting of time. We don't get a Mercedes Benz. We won't get a bungalow. Now, what's happening to you? Don't know, I just want to tell you that Akshaya Hariharan, she's my dear celebrity crush. Back to you, Toastmaster.
Wow. That was an amazing speech, Shakti. Thank you for that speech. Now, I would like everyone to vote for their favorite speaker. I would like our trainer to prepare the poll so that everyone would have the opportunity to vote.
It's a tough decision now. Okay.
The poll will end in 5 seconds. Toastmaster of the day. Now you can invite our GE to hand over the third session.
All right, so now I would like to invite our general evaluator to give his evaluation. Thank you.
I would like to share my screen. Can you enable me to share?
Sure, I'll make it happen. There you go.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
All right. So, fellow Gaveliers, guests, and teacher Santi, here's my report to you. First of all, our SAAJS Shini. So what I think you did well is you are so calm and composed when you started the meeting, and what I think you could improve better in the future. Maybe you brief the household what is allowed here, what is not allowed here. For example, we should minimize our distraction. We should not eat in front of the cameras to distract our speakers. Those are some house rules that we can provide. And start the meeting on time. We started at 3:33. We are 3 minutes late. So this, when you start a meeting on time, even if I'm a guest, I come here, I felt like Gaveliers are a group of people who respected the time very much. And this is going to give you a very good impression. Thirdly, sorry, it's the third one. We could also start some icebreaker before the meeting. If you can, join earlier. So these are all some suggestions that you can do. Not necessarily you must do, you can do. Okay. Before the meeting starts, you can come earlier, maybe even if it's just 1 or 2 minutes, you can just straight away ask questions like, who is your favorite celebrity crush? And then everybody can get the chance to share 1 or 2 words. Everybody will get the chance to talk, not only in table topics. And then you can greet the guest even if it's just welcome and then the name. Then in this case, welcome licensors to our meeting today. Welcome who else? I'm not sure who else the guest. So just welcome them and let them feel like you notice their presence. So next one, our president welcoming address. I feel like your address is so inspiring about unity, and I am sure unity is something that matters. It's something that we need a lot especially in Malaysia. So one thing that you could improve is to ask questions to the audience to think when you end your speech, or end with something that the audience can take home. So you could also ask things like what you do as the Toastmaster of the day. Maybe that's your challenge because you're doing 2 roles. Either you don't know which one to put in, and your questions are very nice when you are in the Toastmaster of the day. You share stories, you ask questions like, are we going to allow differences to stop us from moving forward? This kind of question can put into your presidential speech to ask the audience. Then the audience will have something to think about, at least something they can do. So also as the Toastmaster of the day, I like how before you start the prepared speech session, you would do a scary voice. That attracted my attention a lot. I think that's interesting. And things that you can do better when you share stories, I noticed you were screening through very, very, very fast. Sometimes I miss some part of your stories. You could pause. So share it like you are sharing the stories to your baby sister or brother. So you're not just reading. So secondly, you can also share the motivation speaker's title because when the motivational speaker comes up to the stage, I didn't know what is her title. Even after the speech. Okay, and one thing that you can do for every speakers, even if prepare speech, every speakers when the control is passed back to you, you could also rephrase or say again. There's one sentence that you said just now attracted me so much, and that is, this has the impact. What impact does this have? This has the impact to show the speaker that you are listening to them, to affirm the speaker that what they are saying actually impacted the audiences. Okay, moving on, we have our grammarian Javier. Up to now, you only have a few sentences that you mentioned. I found that you have great description of the word of the day, and the word of the day is easy. It's easy to integrate what you said to our meetings. And what you can do better is you can copy the meaning and the word of the day, put it into the chat, keep on reminding the people, this is the word of the day, visit it often, this is the word of the day, visit it often. Okay. Okay, with our counter, you have clear description of your role, what you do, what you are doing over the meeting. And one thing you can improve is you can share how are you going to give a report. For example, at the end of the meeting, I'm going to report it this way. I'm going to report it name, total number of pause fillers, and the most used pause fillers are. So you can say something like that so that the audience know what to expect. Next one is, I notice you were reading. You can see the picture there. This is my point of view. You were reading. So you can maybe put your notes up so that we can see your face, even if you are reading. Okay, and next is our missing table topic master, Pugatinti. So Pugatinti was disconnected, and what I found is great is he actually called the president and tell him that he is not able to do his job. He's not able to do that. I think that's very good. Even though in the future when you are going to college, you are doing anything else, if you couldn't do what you're expected to do, you must at least tell them you couldn't. So when you do that, you allow people to step in. And good job, teacher, for stepping in instead of just waiting. And teacher Vasanti, tabletop masters, what you did well is encouraging. You're so encouraging for every speakers that speak. You said things like wonderful CH, well done, congratulations, and then you even invited the guests to give them opportunity to speak. So one thing you could improve is type the questions in the chat, then keep table topic evaluator can remember. Even the audiences, sometimes it would help. And congratulate the guests for trying the first time. I'm sure by judging from the way he speaks, it's not the first time he speaks. He seems like a very seasonal speaker. But as a guest, maybe it's the first time he attended the table topics and he said he's nervous. So when you congratulate him, it will give him a very great impression and feelings. He will definitely come back again. And moving on is our timer. Okay, timer, you have great descriptions of the role, and I personally think that taking up timer role is great enough. Being a timer is the most difficult thing because you need to time it with another device, then change the background, then maybe you even need to type it into the report. So that's like, you need to be an octopus to be a timer. And one thing, when you're sharing your roles, you could show straight away. So I'm like you said, mentioned when your timing reach the minimum, I will show you green. Then you can change your background to green. See, as in the picture right now, you do not have any virtual background, so you can just show click, and click. And our motivational speech, Jaya Washini. So motivational, definitely motivational, inspiring. And this is one sentence that I get from you. No matter what we do, there will be challenges. Let's face them with our heads up high and heart wide open. That's so true. That's so nice. And one thing you could do better is do some hand gestures, share some stories about how did you overcome your challenges, your personal challenges. Hand gestures, if you want to practice, you can do something like that. Practice with numbers. So in every speeches, we have some points, 1, 2, 3, point number 1, 2, or 3. So when you talk about point number 1, you can just do this. My first point is, then you automatically go on. even it's just numbers. Okay, look at the time, I will go slightly quicker. So table topic evaluator, Makati. You are also encouraging by saying all the good things that every speaker did. You mentioned all without fail. And one thing you could improve, in my opinion, is you can make it more organized. So you can say it like that. Speaker number one, there's one thing that I find it very useful in your speech and very nice in your speech is blah, blah, blah. And one thing I think you could do better is blah, blah, blah. And then for every speaker, you could repeat the same steps and then it is organized. And our speakers, thank you for sharing your wonderful stories with us. I will leave the improvement to your evaluators to give you your improvements. And in general, when you update the change in your agenda, because in your agenda, I noticed motivational speakers supposed to be after the speakers. And yeah, it was in front. Even the topic evaluator supposed to be after me. And then it was in front. So announce the changes and good job at video to break the silence. Good try, really. Good try to break the silence when people are voting. Then a suggestion to the ways we can break silence in the future, ask questions. Bring up some questions. What is the one food that we cannot live without? Something like that. Okay, and table. Toastmaster of the day can also continue by asking questions. Okay, when people are voting. So with that, that's all for my reports, and I will pass back the control over to you, Shamalan.
Thank you to our general evaluator for that very thorough evaluation. I'm sure that everyone can really gain a lot from that evaluation. So thank you once again. And next up, I would like to invite our trainer to give some feedback.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Thank you, General Evaluator. Thank you so much for joining us today and giving us a wonderful feedback for us to improve. This is the first time we invite another person to come to our meeting as a General Evaluator in the club's history. Thank you so much. And our children didn't know how the general evaluation should be and how hard it is. And you did a wonderful example today. They can learn from you and they can take a role of a general evaluator in the future. Thank you so much. And now let's evaluate the speakers. The first speaker, Thompson. Thompson, this is your sixth speech, if I'm not mistaken, from the advanced manual. This is an amazing speech, I would say. I remember from the day one that you enter the Gavel Club and this speech. This is like reaching the Everest mountain. That much of improvement I can see in your speech. When I say, Thompson, can you change this? The next speech, he definitely work on that and show that improvement. Just like that, while doing the humorous speech, the advanced manual, I told him, facial expression is a bit more important. Can you work on that? Now today, did you all notice his facial expressions? Awesome. I thoroughly enjoyed the beginning till the end, I would say. Your stage usage, the way how you move in the view of the camera, that was very well done. Even I cannot do that, I would say. The Gangnam style, yeah, how I can forget. I was shocked, hey, 1,000, wow. It is really a very good speech, I would say. We are entertained thoroughly. Audience, do you agree with me on that point? If you are, give him a big round of applause for that. Thank you. Now, I saw a lot of good improvement. I always give a challenge to Thompson. In order to bring this speech to the next level, I want you to work on your voice. Your voice is so good. There's nothing wrong about it. Your voice modulation, everything is perfect for the speech. But now I'm looking at you. I'm dreaming of you standing in front of 2,000 audience and you are delivering a speech to them. For that stage, your voice needs some modulation. Try to practice and do some voice exercises to bring your voice from here or from your stomach. So that needs a lot of energy. Be more energetic and try to speak from the bottom of your throat. So that will throw a very strong, powerful voice that will enhance your meaning of the speech. Try to work on that. And another one, as we are listening all the time to Thompson, it is possible for us, it is very easy and comfortable for us to listen, your pronunciation. How about if there are 100 American or 100 over British people sitting there? Have you ever think about that? I'm sure definitely you will go to that stage. So work on your pronunciation. I thoroughly enjoy your Gangnam style dance and your haircut. Oh my God, I didn't believe Thompson is growing and he is having his haircut because to attract the girls. Congratulations. And you're already very handsome. Don't worry, there is a princess waiting for you, right? I thoroughly enjoyed and we are really happy to see your growth. Thank you, Thompson, for delivering a wonderful speech. Now, back to you, Toastmaster of the Day. Could you please invite the other evaluator?
Yep. Thank you to our trainer for that evaluation. Next, I would like to invite our second evaluator, Abigail Ashwini Das, competent Gavelier communicator, Abigail Ashwini Das. Yep.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Girishan. Oh my goodness. If I was you, and if I was like that experience of going to boarding school, I think the next moment I'm calling my mother, Ma, please fetch me. I cannot. I am scared. Amazing, amazing speech. All right. How could you spice up your speech? How could you make it better? You know, right? You're doing your project 5, which is your body speaks. So what's important? Your movement, your hand gestures, your eye contact. Make sure you always look at the camera, your eye contact, and your facial expressions. I felt like the organization of your speech was okay. I could see the flow, like, all right, I was going to school, and then after that, we had to meet the seniors, and then later on, it was a dream. What could you improve was, you could use your hands more. I noticed that your hands was down here. It was on the armrest in your chair. It was just down here. You only brought it up once or twice. And it would be really nice if you look at the camera. You know, rather than looking to the side and here, better look in the camera. And my tip is to practice in front of the mirror. You know, go in front of the mirror, say your speech in front of the mirror. Look at your stance, look at your body movement, look at your posture. And from there, you can improve. I have another suggestion as well. During your project 5, I think you should take out your virtual background and try to stand and give your speech. It is possible if you angle your camera properly and put books. It is possible for you to stand and give your speech. And by standing and giving your speech, you're able to bring out that speech. You're able to throw out your speech. I would say the message of the speech would be much more powering rather than you're sitting down and your hands with yourself. So that's for me. Other than that, I would say your voice modulation was good. You were first part of your speech was like, hello, wake up. It caught our attention. But later on, I would say your tone of voice kind of gotten like no. So there wasn't the frequency was high and then low. So we couldn't hear you very, very well. And I would like the part where you said, hello, what did I do? Or you would say, is this real? And then at last, when you're ending your speech, you fell from the floor, then you could done something like boom. Oh, I fell on the bed. That wasn't true. And I didn't want to go ever to boarding school. So maybe try to look into those aspects while giving your speech. Other than that, I really truly enjoyed your experience. It was very, very scary, but yeah, so I would pass it back to our Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Abigail, for that great evaluation. Next, I would like to invite once again our trainer, assistant, I'm so sorry, advanced communicator Silver, Miss Vasanti Francis, to give the third
Thank you,
evaluation.
Toastmaster of the day. Shakti, first of all, I would like to congratulate you for taking this journey as an advanced communicator bronze. This is your first speech as an advanced communicator bronze goal, towards the goal. Congratulations on you. What I was amazed at, straight away, you didn't choose the first project. You went to the fifth project. I was, oh wow, you really have a gut to do that. That was wonderful. I thoroughly encourage and appreciate this effort. A speaker should have guts to do this. You have it. And your speech definitely entertained everybody without a doubt. I looked at each and every one of the audience face just by clicking at the arrow. Oh, how do they look? Oh, what is their facial expression? I looked at each one of them. They were all like, they're showing a very funny expression. That shows me how much they are being entertained. And most importantly, as an entertaining speaker, you put yourself as a hero of that speech. That is the most hilarious part of this speech. I thoroughly enjoy and truly appreciate that idea. You integrate your friends and your imaginary character, something, and you put them together and make a wonderful speech. Some areas for you to improve. Avoid some repeated words. I noticed some of the other words like the crush, celebrity crush. It's been coming one after another quite a number of times. You could have changed it when you write your speech. And another one, this is not an area for improvement. The mama, that means policeman, not father-in-law. Okay, that is the only thing. Apart from that, I can't find any mistake in your speech. That was flawless. I enjoyed it. I would like to hear more speeches from you, Shakti. Awesome speech. Well done. Back to you, Advanced Communicator Bronze, Shamalan.
Thank you, Advanced Communicator Silver Vasanti Francis. That was a very good evaluation. Thank you once again. Next, I would like to invite our table topic evaluator, Magadi, to give her evaluation.
She has already
she already gave an evaluation.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, she did give an evaluation. Next, our R counter, Clarissa. Stage is yours.
The R counter and the timer is not here. They left the meeting.
R counter also left.
Oh yeah, they say they have another class after the timing.
Well, guess what, folks?
We have only grammarian. We have only grammarian.
Left with the grammarian.
So we don't know how many hours, how many pauses there were, but it's all right. The show has to move on.
Post it in the group.
Yep. Can someone ask them to post that in the group?
I'll do it. I'll do it.
Great. Now, I'd like to call upon our grammarian to give his evaluation. Our grammarian Javier Lee. The stage is yours. Let us integrate everything into our...
The word of the day, I only heard from Abigail and Shamalan.
Now I used.
And apparently, I did not really hear any improper language usage. And by the way, I have a few nice quotes that I know, like strive for success in Jaya Bashani's motivational speech, and Shyamalan's speech, like pasting the flyer on the toilet bowl. And that one I liked. And also the gift, the bribe for the policeman. And that's my grammarian report.
All right. Thank you, Javier, for that evaluation. Next, I would like to announce the winners for today. So, are you all ready? Are you all ready? Can't hear you.
Yes, we are ready.
Okay. So, the winner for the table topic session is none other than our guest, Lai Zentios. Next up.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations to Lai Zentios. Your speech was awesome. Next, for the prepared speeches, the best speaker is, drum roll, Thompson. Congratulations, Thompson. That was a fantastic speech. Now, I would like our trainer to give her closing speech.
Thank you, Advanced Communicator Brown Shamalan, for your being a Toastmaster of the day today. First, I would like to thank our guest, Lai Zentios. Thank you for being our guest today. We would like to hear from you.
Now, teacher?
Yeah, or your opinion.
Oh yeah, of course. Again, thank you for having me here today. I really enjoyed today's session, to be honest. I like hearing stories from the bottom of the ocean, Nemo and Dory, to like going to boarding school and other stuff. Yeah. It was a really interesting experience, and everybody was friendly, so I really settled in. Yeah. So again, thank you very much, everybody, for having me.
Looking forward to meet you again. Thank you for attending our meeting today. Next, I would like to thank our general evaluator, Juan. He is the president of Klang Bilingual Toastmasters Club, my president. Okay, so I'm happy to invite him, and I felt it is the suitable thing and the best thing if I invite him as the first general evaluator for our club, as he is my president and my mentor. Thank you for coming here and being with us. It's really our pleasure for having you here with our children. I'm sure each and every one of them, they learn a lot from you today about how to be a general evaluator. Children, please give him a big round of applause. Thank you, Gaveliers. I prepare certificates for the best speaker, first the best table topic speaker, and for our general evaluator and for our evaluator as well. I'll send it to you later. There are some technical issues. I'm unable to do it now, so I send it to you personally. With that, thank you so much. This is a very good meeting. Looking forward for your next meeting. Thank you. Bye.
Teacher, before everyone goes, I would just like to say, as a member of Help University Toastmaster Club, I would like to invite all of you guys, if you guys are free between 10 to 12 p.m., please come and join our club as a guest and watch our speeches and maybe join our table topic sessions as well. We will have 2 meetings in a month, so I will share the link to the president and he will share it to you in your group. So if you guys are interested and very, intriguing to know what you do in Health Toastmasters Club, please do join us. Thank you.
Thank
Sure,
you.
sure.
Abigail.
Thanks.
Teacher,
Yes.
before we end, I'm the president.